Welcome back, Ravens Nation, to another episode of Flock Talk, your number one home for all things Ravens football. We got a jam-packed video after a busy week from the Ravens, but before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video. For our first story, after the first day of training camp, the Ravens went out and signed former Steelers cornerback Arthur Maulet. He signed a one-year deal worth up to $2 million, and they also waived offensive tackle Brandon Kipper. Now, I love the Arthur Maulet signing. I feel like it gives a little bit of depth to a position that I feel has been kind of thin this offseason. This is a guy that played in all 17 games for the Steelers last year, started in 6 of them, and he primarily played the nickel corner role, which Kyle Hamilton played last year. And it sounds like Kyle Hamilton is going to be moved to a more traditional safety-style role now that Chuck Clark is out. And so this is a perfect signing to replace Kyle Hamilton, who did a pretty good job last year at the nickel corner position. But this is a guy who played a lot there for Pittsburgh, who we all know always has a really good defense. So I trust this signing, and that's going to give Kyle Hamilton the ability to go to that more traditional safety spot. Overall, I think it's a great signing by the Ravens. To follow up on that, the Ravens also cut Trayvon Mullen. It's being reported that he was released for failing to disclose a physical condition. And this is just another hit to a position group that I feel may be a little thin after losing Marcus Peters and now Trayvon Mullen. Hopefully they have enough depth with Marlon Humphrey, newcomer Rocky Sin, and Arthur Maulet to kind of get the job done, but we'll have to wait and see. More free agency news: the Ravens signed long snapper Tyler Ott. Ott is being brought in to replace current long snapper Nick Moore, who tore his Achilles this offseason. And a torn Achilles is just a devastating injury. You don't want to see that in anybody, so hoping Nick Moore can have a full and speedy recovery to be back next season. Now let's talk some trade rumors. For the last couple of weeks, I keep seeing it thrown out by different Ravens media outlets that the Ravens could possibly trade for defensive end Chase Young from Washington. Now, before I go down that rabbit hole, I just want to say up front, I doubt this is going to happen. For one reason, Washington, I expect, is going to want quite a bit back for Chase Young. He was the second overall pick in 2020. So naturally, I think they're going to want a good return if they were to trade him. Even though he has missed significant time in the last 2 seasons due to a torn ACL, we saw in his rookie season how good he could be, and that was just after his rookie season. Look, I'm a huge Ohio State fan as well, so I watched Chase Young in 2019 and was an absolute wrecking ball on that defense. So I would love to see the Ravens go out and get him, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Not to mention they have 2 young guys in Odafe Oweh and David Ojabo, who's coming back from a torn Achilles. Showed some flashes late last year, who I'm hearing good things about both of them. And I don't think they're going to want to bring Chase Young in and hinder their opportunities. Now, that being said, I would be for them bringing in a veteran pass rusher like Justin Houston and Jason Pierre-Paul are still unsigned. And Justin Houston led the team in sacks last year. So a guy like that, you would like to see maybe bring someone like him back who can complement what Oweh and Ojabo are expected to do this year. But we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see them get Chase Young, but I just think the price tag is going to be too high, and I don't think it's going to happen. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think the Ravens are going to make a splash and go for Chase Young? Let me know in the comments. Tyus Bowser and Rashad Bateman both missed the first day of training camp while they recover from their respective injuries. When asked about it, Coach Harbaugh said, yes, absolutely, both those guys, it's hard to categorize it, but I would say that both of those guys are dealing with things that are kind of like side issues to their recovery. So there are no setbacks. Tyus' Achilles is fine. Bateman's Lisfranc surgery is good. He's fine. But with that, sometimes other areas compensate and get a little sore. And that's what we're dealing with. There are some timelines to that. I don't really want to share them right now, but they're reasonable timelines, and we'll be excited when they get back. If you follow this channel for any amount of time, you know how high I am on Rashad Bateman and how high I think his potential can be. I think he can be one of the best receivers in the entire NFL, but he has been unable to stay healthy for any season. And that's huge. Hopefully this can be the year that he can stay healthy for a full year, because if not, I'm not sure we see him back in a Ravens uniform next year. So hopefully he can stay healthy, but we'll have to wait and see. Odell Beckham Jr. is full go with basically no restrictions at the beginning of training camp, which is great news for the Ravens. He told ESPN, I don't know percentages, I just feel good. I feel like I'm going to continue to work to get back to who I know I truly am. Now, I can't imagine with all the rehab he's gone, with all the injuries he's had, it's got to be devastating, or it had to be devastating in the Super Bowl when he suffered another ACL injury, because that's like almost a year-long rehab, and you're not even truly back to yourself after that. It takes time. So I can't imagine. You have to give credit to Odell for pushing through again for another rehab. So hats off to him, and I cannot wait to see him catching passes from Lamar Jackson this season. Hopefully, he is a big contributor to this upgraded wide receiver room. But let me know in the comments, what do you expect from Odell Beckham this season? I think if they use him kind of like how the Rams used him as a complimentary role, this is the point in his career when he's not really a number one target anymore. And that's not disrespecting Odell, but you don't usually get better with age. And he's over the peak of his career where he can still be a very effective complimentary guy. But like Rashad Bateman is going to have to be that number one guy. And Zay Flowers, we're going to see what he's made of. He's a rookie, so I'm keeping my expectations realistic for him, but I think he'll be good. So we'll see. I can't wait to see it all put together in September. There is still no timeline for J.K. Dobbins' return. Dobbins is still on the PUP list, so he did not practice Wednesday, and he has not practiced yet this offseason. When asked about J.K., Coach Harbaugh said, "I wish there was a simple answer. There's some complexity to it. We're working through all that. J.K.'s working through it." When he asked if J.K. will be behind when he returns, he said, "I know he'll get ready. He's in all the meetings mentally and doing those kinds of things." Harbaugh said, "I also believe this about J.K. He'll be happy when he's out there. He wants to be out there, and we both want the same thing. Hopefully he's able to get back to the field sooner than later and pick up where he left off at the end of last season." And that's true, because at the end of last year, when he got back from his second knee surgery, the dude was a menace. He showed why the Ravens brought him in. It looked like Ohio State J.K., and it was awesome to see, especially when Lamar went down, and a lot of that load went to the running game, and J.K. just took it and ran with it. So I hope to see him back sooner than later. I'm a huge J.K. fan, but hopefully it all works out, but only time will tell. For our final story of the week, Lamar Jackson was revealed at number 72 on the NFL Top 100 Players, while Mark Andrews slid in at number 80. I'm not a Lamar Jackson apologist. I'm not the Ravens fans going to sit here and say Lamar can do no wrong and he's the best player ever in the league, blah, blah, blah. That's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. But are you really trying to say that there's 71 other players better than Lamar Jackson? Like, it just seems ridiculous to me. This man has been so disrespected by the media, by other fans. Now, the players have a little more respect for this than I do just media outlets saying that he sucks or he's just a running back. But I still don't understand why these other quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes makes total sense. The dude's a baller. Joe Burrow, I think, is a stud. But why is Lamar Jackson not up there in that conversation? You keep hearing about Josh Allen, now Jalen Hurts, but where is Lamar Jackson in this? Lamar Jackson has the second highest winning percentage if any NFL quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes, who's almost unanimously agreed as the best quarterback in the league. So why is there not more respect on Lamar Jackson? Is it because he's not back there throwing 60-yard bombs like Patrick Mahomes, or what is it? Because the dude wins football games, and at the end of the day, that is what matters. It doesn't really matter how you get it done. Can you win? No, he hasn't had huge playoff success, but he still has the second highest winning percentage in the NFL, higher than Joe Burrow, higher than Josh Allen, higher than Jalen Hurts. So why is he not mentioned with those great quarterbacks? And I'm not disrespecting them, but I just don't understand why he continually gets disrespected. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this a fair ranking for Lamar Jackson, or do you think he is once again being disrespected? I hope he comes out and absolutely balls out this year with this new receiver core, with this new offense. I hope it happens. Let me know your expectations in the comments below. And if you're a Ravens fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, leave a like on this video so that way it helps grow the channel. I really appreciate all you watching. See you in the next one.